Someone please explain to me, because I don't understand, on what world, on what planet, on what dimension, on what frequency, on what universe, on what metaverse
family, licking down everyone this time, and I swear. Anti for that guy here, I'm leading a packing bowl, peaking, I'm heating them up with flows. Make some grams for the mix CD, and all I said was I'm back, you know. Look.
Why women should be kept broke. I'm gonna explain to you why women should be kept broke, in my opinion. Now I've been thinking, and I've analysed and I've observed, and I've come to this conclusion. The first thing I'm going to say is this. For the most part, generally, women are hypergamous. That means they always want more. They're always going to look for a man who has more wealth, more money, more status, more class. They're always going to try and elevate. Whereas a man, he's polygamous. We're happy, we're fulfilled, we desire to be with multiple women, to marry multiple women. That's why men cheat. So, for the most part, generally speaking, men generally are polygamous, so women are hypergamous. That's the first thing. If you can't understand that, and it's a pretty simple concept, which adults, in my opinion, should have comprehended, there's just no point of watching this video. You're not worthy. You haven't reached that level of spirituality yet. Okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing is this. Let's start at the beginning. I want to tell you a story here. If boy meets girl at bar, party, street, online, wherever. Boy likes girl likes boy, even though she wasn't going to say it, but she's interested in him. She gives out her number, she agrees, boy pursues her, she agrees to meet him. Right? Boy meets girl. At the first date, at the first very meeting, what happens? They might go on a date to a public place, right? A woman isn't going to expect or be happy to pay her way on the date. She's going to expect a man to pay for the date, wine and dine her, entertain her, send her home, give her money for Uber, give her money for transport. Life goes on. So in that particular scenario, if at the very first meeting, a woman isn't even going to pay her own way, why does she need money? You see, the average woman thinks, you pursued me, you came after me, you invited me out, why am I paying? Now, you might meet a girl, agree to go on a date with her, not really talk about money, just agree, you come out, you enjoy yourself, have a great time, bill comes up, you say, oh, can we go halves? She might have bought her own money, she might not have money, and she might pay her way, but in the back of her head, she's thinking, I don't like this guy, he invited me out, he's not paying for me. She's gonna feel the type of way of it. Even though she might not say it, even though she might not verbalize it, in the back of her mind, she's thinking, he should have paid for me. She's already pissed off that you didn't pay for her, and some women go to the extreme of never seeing you again. If you do that, if you decide to go Dutch, go halves. So if a woman has money, and she can't even pay her way for the first date, there's no use to her having money in the first place. Because how are you getting to meet? She doesn't want to pay her way, she wants you to pay, so there's no reason for her to have money. Let's move on. The second reason why women should stay broke is this. It kind of touches onto the first point, like this. It's that notion of, I'm the woman, you should pay for me. We've all seen, when a woman's asked, what does she bring to the table? Nothing. She is the table. I don't know whatever stupidness that is, but a woman is a table. A woman isn't expected to bring anything to the table, right? So if you're not expected to bring anything to the table, you don't have any money. You don't have anything to bring anyway. So just stay broke, because you don't even have anything to give, let alone want to give or willingly give. So just stay broke. You don't have anything to bring to the table, so you're broke. Cool. I know where I'm at. You know where you're at. We do the thing. Women have this mindset that it's not their job to pay for stuff. You see, in a relationship, well, even if a woman does have money, even if a woman does earn or bring something to the table, that hypergamous mindset I've mentioned at the first point, comes into play because her money is her money and your money is our money. My money is our money. So if I go out and get a job, if I go out and work, if I go out and hustle, get that contract, get that deal, get that paper, then I'm going to bring it to you and our child or the family for us all to enjoy. She's not going to want to spend her money on you. So even if she does have money, she doesn't want to spend it on you, there's no reason for her to have it in the first place. So that's why you keep a woman broke. Now, third point. Let's say a woman does have money and she's single. Right. If a woman has money and she's single, and she goes out and buys things for herself, buys nice things for herself, whether it's for the top, a house, car, TV, hi-fi, furniture, that stuff she's bought. But the flip side is because women are hypergamous, they're always going to want more. They're always going to want a better car, a bigger house, more of this, more of that. But here's the trick. If you as a man were to go and buy her something, then she'll be happy. Now you can go watch this on YouTube. I can't remember the exact name of the video. I'm going to post it in the description. Put it in the subtitle. But there's this woman saying, I felt happier living in a studio flat and a certain amount of money than having $100,000 or a millionaire. You can go watch that video. She was happy in a studio flat and in small money and was less happy living in a mansion with millions. These are her own words. You can go watch that video. So, and I have a wife and I have a child. Now, I went to the shop one day and I thought, okay, we're running out of body lotion, we're running out of shower gel. I went and bought my wife a shower gel. She didn't expect it, she didn't know I bought it. Put it there in the bathroom. She saw it one morning, had a nice shower, came to me while I was sitting there watching TV, gave me a nice kiss. I said, oh, I like the shower gel you bought me. Did a little laugh and walked off. That brought pleasure to me as a man because I made her happy. Now, if she's a woman and she bought that shit herself, it wouldn't have made her happy because of her parents' nature of always wanting more. Me as a man buying her it made her happy. So it's a trick because the money isn't going to make you happy. You think it's going to make you happy, but it's not. It's going to make you sad. I hope you get that point. Now, I'm in my 30s, right? So I've lived, I've experienced a few things. But I've also had the luxury and the privilege of living both in the UK for most of my life and travelling back and forth to Africa. I've been to 5 African countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Gambia, in no particular order. So having that luxury and privilege allowed me to see women on the continent and in the Western world. And I've pretty much come to the same conclusion that women might act certain differently, act kind of differently, but generally they're the same. What do I mean by that? What have I seen? Okay, I was young when I left Nigeria and came to UK, right? and we had a house girl. So in my travels back and forth to Nigeria, the house girl would find out I'm in the house, find out I'm back in the night, and she'll plan to come and see me. The last time I was in Nigeria, 2 years ago, she came to see me, catch up, say hi, right? But here's the thing, she wasn't happy. So then I go back a step. She was a house girl, but my mum, being the kind, generous woman that she is, paid for her school fees. Like, she wasn't educated because she was a house girl. She was orphan, her parents weren't there, whatnot. So this is generally what becomes of house girls in no particular order, right? She paid for her school fees, right? And after graduating school, I can't remember if it was school or college or uni or the equivalent of that in Nigeria, but she put her through school basically. She was able to get education and she got on to get herself quite a good job. Now what happened? Because she was educated, because she got that good job, she bypassed shitloads of men. She bypassed them all. Now when she came, she wasn't happy. I could see a sadness in her eyes. I couldn't see happiness. She wasn't happy. She was sad. It's almost like she was unfulfilled. Now, she didn't have a husband. She didn't have children. I'm not sure about how she was working or not. But the story goes, and I know from my mum, was that she had all these men coming after her, all the men she kind of grew up with, that were in the neighborhood or the area, that wanted her. Some men wanted to fuck her, some men wanted to marry her, have children with her. She bypassed them all. To the point that now she's unmarried, single, and as Kevin Samuels said, dying alone. Which is why when you came to me, you have no happiness, no joy. There's no joy in your face, I can see it. The fourth reason why you keep women broke is because when they get that money, they lose complete sense. They lose their mind. When women see small money, they lose their mind. They don't know what's what. They cannot reason. They cannot use logic. They cannot justify things. You bypassed everyone. So it's said in the MGTOW community, women chase 20%, 80% of women chase 20% of the guys, even if you're a house girl. So you're a house girl, you got lucky, you had a good guy, you had a good madame who paid for your school fees. And what did you use? Did you use it to your advantage and help the nigga you grew up with, who was the house boy or who was the boy? We call him boy in Nigeria. Did you use it to your advantage and help him and you and him build something? No, you bypassed them all. You were looking for the top niggas. You were looking for the rich guys in Lekki and Ikeja. You wanted the top boys. You wanted 20% of the men. But where did that leave you? How did that work out for you? It's not. Because you're dying alone. You have no joy in your faith. And I've witnessed this, I've experienced this, my friends. That's the fourth reason why you keep them broke. Because they're gonna bypass you. So boy, that girl you're checking out, that girl who works at the bar, you see her walking down the street, you see her in the market. If she has money, if she makes it one day, she ain't gonna be looking at you anymore. So you have more chance of a man getting with her while she's broke, because she's gonna look at you to come up of her because of her hypergamous nature. It's because women don't necessarily know how to spend money. Women like to look good. They can have a bad day and go out shopping, go out to buy food. Women are biggest consumers. Retail stores are designed for women. They design the whole foundation, the whole layout of the store is designed for women because they're the biggest consumers. They spend their man's money or their money. So, what's a woman buying? A lot of the things she's buying aren't necessarily good. She's not necessarily, I'm not saying women can't go out and buy stuff, but she's not necessarily buying essentials. A lot of the stuff she's buying isn't essential. It's, what's that word? It's impulse buying, stuff that she doesn't really need. Now, let's just say a woman does have money. Let's just say a woman's bought a house. She owns the house, she's bought the mortgage. Is she going to take you as a broke man, move you into the house with her, rent free, love you and respect you? For the most part, no. Because she's hypergamous. She's not designed to take a man off the street, love him, respect him. She's not designed. There are some situations where that might happen, and she might take a man in who's broke, not necessarily homeless, but living in with his mum, trying to make it, take him in, move him in, love and respect him. It's not going to happen. Women's brains aren't geared like that. They're geared to want more. A woman can be a millionaire and only go for millionaires. If you're earning 100,000, 200,000, she's not going to really want you. She's not going to respect you. And I've heard from a woman in London. From a woman in London tell me, say to her friends, we were in a group discussion, we were having dinner on my friend's birthday. She had the audacity to say, the stupidity to come out and say, if you as a woman are earning more than your man, and he's happy with that, he's a tramp. So if I'm earning 40k, I've been through uni, earning, working my way up the ladder. I've started the job for 6 months. It's a good job, I'm working my way up the ladder. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still developing. Might have some exams, things planned, but I've got my general career mapped out at least for the next 3 to 5 years. I'm with you. You want 38k, but you leave job, you get a big break, maybe someone in your family hooked you up or you get a promotion. Now you're earning 42k, now you're earning 45k. You're not going to respect me as a man because you've got a career. You've got a career break, you've got a promotion. So I'm a trump because you earn more than me. You see, the reason you can't let a woman have money is because they come out with that stupid shit. Now, how the fuck does that even make sense? Make it make sense. So because you're earning more than me, I should leave my job and earn more than you just for this time being. So now you're on 45k, I should get a job paying 48k and you'll be happy, you're cool. See, a woman can just about give you her pussy, just about bear with you, but in the back of her mind, well, more like that, oh, we're gonna be thinking about money. How can I do with him? He's been in the job for 2 years and he's not doing anything. He's happy, he's comfortable knowing that I am more than him. I can't be with him like that. Fuck that shit, I'm out. It's gone. The reason why you have to keep a woman broke is because such mental retardation, and it's not even human to some degree, such robotic feelings will fuck up a society. You see, a family unit is the basic unit of society. Without family, we're nothing. We're not a civilization. So let's just say you have 4 adults, 2 women, 2 men. They're all single adults. They maybe have boyfriends and whatnot or girlfriends, but they're single adults renting a house together. They're doing a house share. Right? And the 4 adults working for their money, coming back to their house, maybe watching TV together, maybe they have their own friends they can do stuff with, but they're just living there. Is that cool? Is that good? Is that a society? Is that how it's meant to be? For the time being, yeah, you might need to do what you gotta do, but the essential unit is that a family is the basic unit. A man and a wife live together with their children. So if women have such mental retardation in their thinking, that's not gonna benefit a society. It's gonna break up the society. It's gonna break up the family unit. So if a woman does become having money, she's gonna 1, cut you off, 2, not even believe you in the first place, 3, look down on you and disrespect you, which is gonna end up you being breaking up. It's not gonna benefit you in any way. You see, a woman having money is detrimental to society. There is no reason for a woman to have money. Now, let's just say, there's only one reason really, but let me just bring it out now because it's the perfect time for this. The only reason for a woman to really have money is if she has a child, right? She was a single parent and she uses that money for the child. Because don't forget, as a man, my money is my money, your money is my money, plus the child's money. So as a man, you're gonna go out, pay for the rent, pay for the bills, pay for the food, including the child's food. The only reason for a woman to have money is if she's a single parent looking out for her child. That's the only reason, point blank. But that's still fucked up, do you know why? Because that child doesn't have a father figure. That boy doesn't have a father. That girl doesn't have a father. So she's still gonna end up getting fucked up anyway. That money's just there to give her food, give her nutrients to grow. So the money's not even necessary. Can someone please explain to me on what world, on what planet, on what frequency, on what dimension, on what metaverse, on what universe does it benefit a woman, a man, or a child to have money? Make it make sense, because I'm having a hard time, a really, really hard time, and I thought about this, as you can see. I've given you different scenarios, which hopefully none of you can break down to me. How does it benefit society for a woman to have money? Explain it to me, because make it make sense, because I'm having a really, really hard time comprehending, understanding, grasping this concept. I'm having a hard time. Explain it to me, people, please. I'm begging you. There's nothing you can say. The only way a woman's going to have her money and do something is if, and you have the rare woman. There are rare women out there that think, you know what, I've got a man, I'm going to go help him. You say, you know what, babe, I know you've been working hard. You know what, I got the rent this month. You can go use that money in yourself. Use it on that business you've got. Use it to start that business you've always been talking about. You go use that money for yourself, babe. But don't worry, I've got the rent. You know what? I've got the rent for 4 months. I've got the rent. You go do you, babe. You see, I'm out in Africa, I told you. And there's hoes out, there's working girls, there's hoes out here who fuck. These hoes sit at the bar. Now, granted, these hoes are at the bar, at the club, literally every day. They're working. That's what they do. Now, some of them, they've got sex appeal. They get clients. They're at the bar every day asking men for drinks. Now, the cool ones would sit at the bar and wait for a man to come up to them and buy them a drink. The shameless ones will go to a man straight. Buy me a drink. Buy me White Cup. Buy me Tusker. This happens. I'm in Kenya. I see this shit. So that goes back to what I said earlier, because even hoes, when they get money, they get clients. Even hoes want men to go out and buy shit for them. So a woman's not happy buying shit for herself. She doesn't feel any value or happiness in that. There's no point for her doing it. Now, I got an ex, right? And when we were together, she sent me a post, social media post, about a man paying 80% of the bills and a woman paying 20% of the bills. Now, we had a big heated debate about that. She was with the post saying that a man should pay 80% of the bills and a woman pays 20%. Now, this particular girl, she was studying to be a teacher. She wasn't quite a teacher yet, a teaching assistant, but she was studying to be a teacher. So I had my own place. She was basically living with me, but it wasn't that formal. Come out, live, spend a couple of days with me, 3-4 days, go home, maybe spend 2 weeks there, go home, but back and forth, but she was in my place, right? So we were living together uninformally, right? We were living together like that. That was our living situation. So I said, okay, for the purpose of this conversation, let's fast forward 5 years in the future. We've got kids in the house. It's me and you. You're not going back every week or every 2 weeks. You're actually staying here with me full time, forever, for the most part. What is the benefit of you working if you're only going to give me 20%? That's what I said to her. What's the benefit of it? Because, okay, I know, and I'm talking with experience here. Your money's your money. My money's our money. If you're gonna go out and work and earn a certain salary, so let's just say I'm bringing home £2,500 a month, 3K a month. Let's just say I'm bringing home that money. Let's just say you're bringing home £1,500 a month. Let's just say that and walk after that. So for our monthly income, our monthly salary together is 4K. And we might pay all together bills, childcare, food, entertainment going out. We're paying 2,500. You're only gonna give me 20%? Fuck it. What's the point of you even paying anything? What's the point of you even having a job? Like, seriously. Why should I spend the majority of my salary feeding your ass, clothing your ass, doing everything for you and a child, and you keep all your money? Is that even fair? You see, I want men to understand something. Women are fucking selfish. Only a selfish woman would look you in the eye and tell you she wants you to be a workhorse, gonna slave away, work away, spend all your money treating me and the kids and yourself, feed us, clothe us, look after us, entertain us, provide and protect for us, but I ain't gonna do shit, I'm still gonna work. That's fucked up. You see, you gotta understand something right here, man. Women are fucked up, women are heartless, women are selfish. They are. No self-respecting woman would say that and be even comfortable with that. Like, how does that even make sense? Okay, I'm saving £500 a month, I'll spend 100. But there might even be more. So what are you gonna do with your money? I don't know, I'll start a business, I'll use it for myself or whatnot. What's the point of you even working? You might as well just be you might as well just not give me anything. You might as well be a stay-at-home mum. Look after the kids. That way we can save money in childcare, save money in transport, this and that, picking up the kids from school or whatnot. Be a stay-at-home mum, look after the kids, and I take everything else. That's logical to me. But she couldn't figure that out. And it's not why we broke up, but you get the kind of the frequency of thinking now. So that shows you if a woman's not gonna spend her money on you, even if you're married to her, even if you're living together in that family unit, she's not going to feel comfortable with that. Why am I spending money on you for? You're the man, you're the provider, you're the protector. See, women are geared to thinking that you're the provider and the protector. And they can't use their money to help you. It's a no-no. They cannot. So if they have that mindset, if you can't even use your hard-earned money to provide, to help me as your husband, as your provider and protector and your child, if you can't even use that money for the family, then why the fuck do you have it? Stay broke. Stay broke, bitch. Stay broke, ho. You're not entitled to any blessings today because you've been a fucking selfish bitch. You can't use that money for me. You see, when I left the UK to come to Kenya, I had a girlfriend there previously and I bought her shoes. Right? She was happy I bought her the shoes. We had a little deliberation about it, but essentially she was happy, and I was happy knowing that I got her the shoes because she was happy. So a man's happiness comes in serving and providing for his woman. A man's gonna go out harder and ball for you. I've got a wife and a child, but I'm fucking grinding. I'm grinding, and you know that. No, I see me grinding every day. You see me grinding every day on social media if you follow me. I'm putting shit in work. I'm writing, I'm doing shit. So a man's gonna go out hard and provide for my family. Because that's how he's geared, that's how he's programmed to think and act. He wants to provide the best for his family, bro. But when it comes to a woman isn't designed to do that. She's only designed to provide and protect for herself. So you can go grind, get all the money and give it to her. But when she gets that money, she ain't giving it to you. Now, there is an exception and there are some women out there who do go out, buy their men cars, buy their man, like, it's one thing to take a man out for a date. Say, look, you know what, honey, let's go on a date, let's have a date night today, don't worry, I'll pay for everything. I'll pay for the cinema, I'll pay for the drinks, I'll pay for the club night, you just sit there and just have fun. That's one thing. Another thing for a woman to go out and buy, let's say, a PS4 for their man. Go out and spend like £300, £400 on a present for your man. That's one thing. But say, you know what, babe, I got this holiday. I hope by now you kind of agree with me. You don't have to agree with me because I can sit here and be with my own logic and be with my own mind and come to that conclusion myself. I can do that as a man. But if you have sense, you'll see that too. And as a man, you should know that when you're out chatting and experiencing and trying to build with these chicks, you need to have that mindset in the back of your mind that, look, I can't even let her have that money, yo. Because as a man, let's say you do make that money, it will, when I make that money, I don't mind giving, I enjoy giving my wife, okay babe, here's some P, okay, we're in Kenya now, here's 2,000 shillings, okay babe, here's 5,000 shillings, I'm good now. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind doing that, I enjoy doing that as a man. But as a woman, she's not thinking about helping you as a man. She's not thinking about growing or elevating you as a man, because don't forget, she brings nothing to the table, and she doesn't expect or even want to bring anything to the table. You see, it's one thing to be able to actually bring something to the table. It's another thing to think that they have to or need to or even want to. The problem is, women don't want to bring anything to the table. It's nothing to say they can't. Now, women in London and UK, I've had the luxury of living in both places. Women in London and the UK and the West, they can bring something to the table, but they don't want to bring anything to the table. Women in Africa can't bring anything to the table, and in a way, it makes it better for women to people have relationships because everyone's in their place. It's a problem when you have some people you don't bring it because, what, am I a fucking dickhead? What's what we're working for? It's better for the societal unit, it's better for family unit if a woman stays broke. As a recap, because she's not going to give you anything, her money's her money, she's not going to respect you, she'll probably leave, she's not going to do anything for you to elevate or grow. So there's no point in her having money in the first place. Sugar Star Child Black Egyptians are now. Peace. Now, this message really is for the men because it's just designed for the men. I don't expect women to be able to comprehend the message, let alone have the capacity to comprehend the message. So don't waste your time trying to get at me in the inbox trying to disagree with me. It's just not meant for you. You don't have that mental capacity to comprehend the message. So men, take the information, use it and grow with it.